So in the previous lecture, we have seen about arithmetic operator, and I've explained you about bitwise exclusive or bitwise and bitwise inclusive or, and I've explained you with the default value of the variable as well. And we're going to see today what is an increment operator and decrement operator, what is this unary operator and postfix. So unary operator means here you will have only one variable. What does it mean? For example, if I say you this one, a plus b. So how many variable do you have? Two, right? So it is a binary operation because here you have a two variable, two operand on which you are working. This is called operator. Plus is your operator, and the data, the variable which you are working, they are called as an operand. So here A and B are what? Operand on which you are working, on which the multiplication, division, or addition operation here you are performing. So A and B is what? Operand, or you can say variable that will going to hold some value. Okay, and plus is here operator. Okay, so now here these are called binary. The reason why it is called as a binary, because we have here two variable, two operand A and B. So they are called binary, right? And unary means what? Which are having only one variable. So this increment and decrement operator, they are working on one variable. This is called postfix increment. Whenever you see this double plus after a variable, or whenever you see like this, it is called as a post increment, and for this it will call as a post decrement. What do you mean by this? Increment means you are going to increase by one, and decrement means you are going to reduce by one. Similarly, if you find like this plus plus a or minus minus a, it means what? Pre-increment. Okay, it is called as a pre-increment. It is called as a post-increment. Sorry, pre-increment and pre-decrement. Sorry. What do you mean by increment and decrement? As I said you, whenever you see this, it means that you have to add plus one to the variable after using the value of a. Suppose here, if a is initialized to 5, so what you're going to do, you are going to use the value of a first in the expression, then you are going to do increment or decrement. In case of pre, what we do, we first perform increment and decrement, then we use the value of this. For example, suppose for example, here one expression is there. Suppose y is equal to a plus b, and here a is equal to 5. Now if I say you what will be the result for this, then suppose a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 6, then what will be the result of this? Y is equal to a plus b? 11, right? Ignore this a now, because why? Because this is a post. Post means you are going to use the value of a first, and then you will going to increment. Now after this operation, if I ask you what is the value of a, suppose if I ask you what is the value of a, suppose let's take a post increment, then what is the value of a? It will be going to be 6. So here, in case of post one, you will going to use the value of a first, then once you are done with operation, you will going to increment. But in pre-increment, it is opposite. Pre-increment, if I say you the same operation, then what will be the result in this case? Can anyone tell me? What will be the value of y in this case? If I say pre-increment, if I say, what will be the result?
12.
Yeah, correct. Why it is 12 here?
Because first it will increment to 6 and then it will take the b value of 6. So 6 plus 6 is 12.
Yeah, correct. So here it will going to first increment the value because it is pre-increment. So a value will become 6. Now it will go into 6 plus 6, it will become 12. So now you do you understand like what is the difference between these two? Similarly, in case of decrement also, whenever you see post one, then in that case you will going to first use the variable value. Once the operation is done, then you will going to you will going to use that. But in case of increment one, you have to perform first increment. Pre means first you have to do pre-increment, then you will going to use that. So that's the difference between these two. And why it is called unary? Because you're working on only one variable. But when you work on more than two variables, they are called as a binary operator. Plus, have you ever seen plus is working with one variable? No, right? So this plus, multiplication, division, mod operation, and subtraction, they all are binary operator. They are working on more than two variable, more than one variable, that is two. And when they work on three variables, you call ternary, right? So these are the ternary operator. There is one more ternary operator is there. So it is work on more than two variable. Okay. Do you understand what is this pre-increment and post-increment? So here, this relation operator, I hope it is clear to you. This increment and decrement. Let me give you one more example. This is very important from the gate perspective and interview perspective as well. In an online test, they will going to ask you this one. So let me give you one example. You're going to ask, you will now you have to answer me. Now you solve this and can you tell me what will be the output for this? Just try from your side. What will be the output for this? Everyone, you try. Just try from your side. I'm giving you 1 minute. Just try to solve this. See the value of a and a is suppose 5 and b is equal to 6. You have to take this a is equal to 5, b is equal to 6, and then you have to solve this. Did you get the result? What will be the result of this?
Sir, it's 17.
17. Okay, let's try. So plus plus a will be what? Pre-increment, right? So the value of plus a will be 6. Now plus b value. This is what you either you can take it b minus minus, or it can be minus minus a both. So let me take this as a b minus minus, which is a post decrement. So in case of post decrement, what I will do, I will going to use the 6 first, then I will going to decrease the value of that. So let's take 6. Now b value will be what here? B value now become 5 after operation. First I'm using the value. This is a post decrement. Now it's a. So or let me take it b minus minus. Okay, 1 minute. Plus a plus b minus minus. Okay, here I need to add one more operator here. So let me add plus a here. What is the current value of a after increment? It's 6, right? So it's 6 plus b minus minus. What is the current value of b? 5. Then it will be minus minus, right? So b value will become 4 now. Now you are going to plus pre-decrement. So it will going to decrement the value from the 6 to 5. So this will be the answer. Do you understand how I got the result? I forgot to add plus here. See, I'm explaining once again. This is pre-increment, right? So it will going to increase the value a from 5 to 6, then plus b minus minus. So what is the b value? 6, which is a post. So you are going to use the b value first, and then you are going to reduce it. So it becomes 5 now. Okay. Plus a. What is the a value? 6. Plus b minus minus. Again, you are going to use the b value 5, and then you are going to decrement it 4. Plus minus minus a. What is the current value of a? 6. And it is pre. So you are going to first increment it and you will use, you are going to first decrement it by 1 and use it. So it will be 18 plus 5, 23, 28. So 28 will be the result. Do you understand now what will be the value of C? This they will going to ask. They will going to ask you the question like this. They can give you this one, and they might ask you what will be the output of that. So you should be able to understand. Okay. Any question here? Now, what do you mean by this equality and equality operator? Let me rub this. I hope it is clear to everyone this part. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shreya, I think you wanted to say something.
Yes, sir. I was late today because I was traveling, so hence.
Okay. Okay, no issue. Do you understand about this increment and decrement operator?
Yes, sir, I know it.
Okay, great. You just watch this lecture. In case if it is not clear, you can ask me and other also. If you
Okay.
are not clear, please ask the question based on this, because this is the most important term in term of gate also, in your interview and in higher studies also. For computer science exam, they will going to ask you based on increment decrement this expression,
Mhm.
how you're going to get the value. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start about this equality operator. Let me rub this. So how you use equality operator? Suppose if I say a is equal to 6 and b is equal to again 6. Okay. A is equal to 6 and b is equal to 6. So can I say like this? A is equal to b. Can I say like this? The answer will be correct, right? Why? Because both a and b are equal. So this is called equal to operator, which is going to, you are just checking whether the value of a is equal to b. So if this true, then you can perform some operations, like you can put this in a if condition, and I will going to show you how we can do that. Practically, I will going to explain you all those stuff, but concept is more important right now. But similarly, if I remove this and I put this exclamatory symbol, what does it mean? It means that you are checking Is my A is not equal to B? Is A is not equal to B? Is it correct or false?
False, sir.
Correct.
Correct.
Because here A is equal to B, and if you put this symbol, which means that not equal to, this is it, this is equal, this is mean not equal to. So always remember, in many conditions and code we add like this, which means you are checking that this is not equal to. Then this we have already seen, logical and all, when we will going to check. Suppose now here, if I say you A is equal to B, and similarly at that time I say you A is not equal to B. What do you mean by this logical and? Logical and says that if both these conditions are true, then only you are going to do some more operations. Suppose you if you have done in a C language or in any language this condition, if else, while condition and all, you might be aware about it. This logical and says that when both the condition are true, this ampersand symbol we say this symbol we call as ampersand. If this both condition are true, then suppose you are going to say like I will going to print this, print something like this, or if they are not saved, then I will going to write else part, and in that code I will write it. So here this and logical and check whether this both conditions are true or not. Whenever both condition will true, then only you will go to perform operations. Now you tell me, here both conditions are true or what? No, right? This condition is false, right? So based on that, you won't perform any operation because logical and says that when both condition are true, then only you will going to do some operation. Now what do you mean by logical or? Logical or represent with pipe operator. This is called as pipe operator. You can see here logical or last third. Okay, this last third from the third one last from the bottom, you can see this dot pipe operator. It means that if any one of the condition true, then you will going to perform operation. For example, here A is equal to B, this is true, this is false, right? This condition A is equal to B is true, this is false. So even in that case, you can perform an operation because this is OR operator. Either of this condition should true. Either this one should be true or this one should be true. If both are true, then also it's fine. It is just like a OR operator. Then ternary operator. What do you mean by ternary operator? Suppose I am writing like this. Let me take one example. A is equal to 2 and I'm checking if my A is greater than B, then I will going to print A, otherwise I will going to print B. Now this is called ternary operator. You are working with the two variable, but three stages are there. Okay. Now here you are checking, is my A is greater than B? This is called greater than symbol. Greater symbol, which is you are checking here. It comes under relation operator. You can see here relation operator from the top. It is sixth one: postfix, unary, multiplicative, additive, shift, and relation. In relation, you are going to check greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. So this is for greater than. You are checking here with this condition, is A is greater than B. If this condition holds, then you are going to write, you are going to print A, otherwise you are going to print B. Now you tell me, let me explain you once again. If this condition holds, if this condition true, then you are going to print this part, this one. Okay, and if this condition false, then you are going to print this one. Now you tell me, is A is greater than B? Condition is false, right? Because A is 2 and B is 6. Is 2 is greater than 6? No, right? 2 is less than 6, right? Because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So 2 is less than 6. So based on this condition is false. So you will going to print B, or you can write anything here, not only A and B, you can write anything here. I am just giving you example. You can write like this also. You are checking is A is greater than equal to B, greater than equal to, also you can add a condition. It means that A is greater than equal to B. Suppose here A value I am making it to 6. Suppose here A value I am making to 6. Now we're going to check is A is greater than B. So condition both are true. So in case of condition true, what you're going to print? You're going to print your immediate right. So in place of A, you can write down anything. Let me write down. You can write this one also. Let's take example. In Java, we print anything like with this statement. System out println. You can add like 1. Otherwise, you can add like this also. Are you getting what I'm trying to say here? Right? So in this way, ternary operator works. And one more thing here, what do you mean by shift operator? This is also one important. Suppose I have a binary data, okay, and I want suppose A is holding. Let's take X. X is holding binary data 1100. Okay. Now you want to shift X toward left. You just have to see this corner side, this left one. You have to see where this is pointing. Are you getting what I'm saying? You need to see if it is like this, you have to see where the direction of this one. If it is the direction toward your left, it means that you have to shift toward left. So what you need to do it here? Suppose if I say you need to shift X toward left by 1. So what you are going to get? The value of X 0 will going to shift toward left once. So let's start with here 0. 0 will come to the third place. Then again 0 will come to the second place. 1 will come here. Now here, what you're going to add? So 100 will come. Okay. So now the question is, the 4 digit will convert into the 3 digit, right? So you can add in front 0. You cannot add here. Are you getting? Like for example, I give you 100 rupees, and if you add 0 to that, it will become 1000, right? But if you add a 0 in front of that, it will remain same. So that this digit 1100, it will going to shift toward left by 1. Let me give you one more example. Now I say you shift this toward right by 1. Okay. So how you're going to do that? This one, okay, let me write down the position of this 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now this 1 will come here in the place of 1. This 1, which is in a 0 position, you are shifting toward right. So this 1 will come where? This position. This 0 will come where? This position. This 1 will come to the third position. Now what is this? You are going to add 0 here. So this will be the result of this. And how you find it out that you wanted to shift toward uh, right? By looking into this direction of this corner. Okay, if you have a this symbol, then just check where it is pointing. Okay, this one. And the shift, how much you have to shift, like this. So this is about relation, this is about your shift operator, this one. Okay. Now let's see about the relation operator. I already explained you. It is your greater than. Sorry, it is less than. It is less than equal to, and it is suppose greater than equal to, right? So these are the about different kind of operator we have seen. Let me show you one more assignment operator. What do you mean by that? Am I clear to everyone? What are the different kind of operators in Java?
So can you explain the left shift with the numbers, sir? 0, 1, 2, 3 again.
Yeah, sure. Suppose this is x and x is holding a value, this one. So suppose what is the present in a, so here 1 is present in suppose 0 position. 0 is present in 1 position. 1 is present in a second position. This is 0 in third position. And 1 is present in a fourth position. And this is fifth position, right? Now, if you want to shift x toward your left by 1 or anything, so how you what result you will going to get toward left, right? So this 1, what is the data you have? 1 0 1 0 1 0, right? So you have to shift every bit toward left. So this 0 will come here, this 1 will come here, this 0 will come here, this 1 will come here, this 0 will come here. Now what about this one? You wanted to shift toward left. What about this one? Can you tell me what you're going to do here? You are shifting every bit by toward left by 1. So what about this digit?
It comes to below 0.
No, no. You are shifting every bit toward left.
No, then it will go beside 0.
This one here.
Yeah.
Then no.
The leftover part then.
No, no. If you add, yeah, that's only I'm saying here. See, you are shifting toward left. So this 0 will come here. This 1 will come here. Everyone will come here. But this 1 will not come here. That part you can add 0 here, but you can't add 1 here. Then what? Then it will take an additional data, right? Are you getting what I'm saying? Let me repeat once
Yes.
again.
Mhm.
You have this data. Okay, my question is you have to shift it one bit toward your left. So this 0 will come here. So you come here, 1 will come here, 0 will come here, 1 will come here, 0 will come here. But 1, if you're going to take it here like this, then ultimately you are getting the same, right? Then what is the reason of shifting? So it's not like that. So here, this 5 digit you will going to add, okay? The 5 digit you will going to get, this 1 you don't have to add. You're going to get only 5 digit. This digit you can't add anything. So just like if you have a data like 100, if you add again 0 from your side because it is missing, then it will become 1000, right? That is not true. But if
Yes.
you have 100 and if you add a 0 above it, then you can take it like it is 100 only. But this shift operator work with a binary data itself. So when you're going to shift it, this 1 will not come here. So in that case, your 6 digit will become only 5 digit and this part will be empty only. Am I clear to you or shall I explain once again?
Got it, sir.
Okay. So this is work, but still, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next lecture. I will explain once again. Okay. So I hope it is clear to you about this shift operator.
Yes, sir.
So let's see about the programs. So you can see here, I have created this Java program. The structure will remain same. File, you need to click on new Java project. As you click on Java project, you have to give the name. Once you give the name, you just need to click next or finish. So this project will going to be created. However, this part won't be there. You have to add a logic from your side. Now here what I'm doing, I have shown you that X is here 10, and here I'm doing this operation. This is what your post increment, this is X, this is your pre-increment, and like this I have shown you. Similarly, you can see here, I did some more operation. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10. Now if you perform this operation, what you are going to get? Here you see post increment, right? So it will going to use 10 plus, it will going to increment the value 11, then you will going to do pre-increment, so you will get 12, so it will become 22, right? Am I getting am I able to clear you? Okay, let me run this and show you. So let's start from the first one. Here X is equal to 20. So when you want to print this post increment, what you are going to get X value? 10, right? After that, when you are going to check the X value, what I said you in a post increment, you will going to use the value of X first, then you will going to do increment. So here you see the output will be 10, and when you are going to check the value of X again, it will become 11, right? After using the value of X, you will going to do the post increment. Am I clear? Similarly, when you're going to do pre-increment means it will going to do the increment first. So that's the reason the X value will become 12. And when you check the X value, it is showing you 12. Now here post decrement. So what does this mean? You will going to print the X value first. So it is printing 12 here. You can see 12. Then it will make the value of X 11. Then you will going to check here X value. It will be 11. And when you are going to do pre-increment, pre-decrement means what? It will going to decrease the value first. So X value will become 10. Am I clear to you this part?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's see here. Now here, A++, this is what? Post, right? So you will going to use the value of A first. So it is 10. Okay. Now, once you use this, you will going to increment it. So what will be of A now? The value of A will become 11. 11 plus pre-increment, you found it here. So pre-increment will make value of A now 12. So 10 plus 12 will become 22, right? Similarly, B value 10. So here it is post, right? So you are going to use 10. You are going to increment the value after using the B. It will become 11 plus 11, and then you are going to check the value of B. It will be your 12. Am I clear to you this part? You can see here, if